Okay, so now what I want to do, I just want to do a wireframe render of this. I might just take these edges here, just going to delete some history. I was playing around and I relaxed my mouth, and I could go back here and change a few more things, but I should be okay for now, just doing the wireframe quickly. I'm going to use Arnold on this one. So on Arnold, if we go and hit render, we're probably not going to get anything right now. There's nothing there. We don't have any lights. If I go in and I'm rendering and I'm trying to do this. Okay, let's see what happens. When I go in here and I assign a new material and I go into Arnold shaders, you've got the Arnold wireframe, AI wireframe. Okay, and we get this little thing here. And it says triangles, so I'm going to get rid of my triangles. I'm just going to go to polygons. Okay, so I get my wireframe. I can change the line width if I want to. Right now I've kind of got a black background and I got a black line. I might switch that around just a little bit, maybe even throw something kind of strangely chromatic into it. What if I made it purple? Okay, I've got purple outlines, and then make it really dark purple, deep purple. And then what if I went over and I grabbed this white area here and I made that kind of a yellowish, so we got a bit of a discord, and I went and made that so it's really kind of a chromatic, so it just gives it a little bit of, you can barely even tell, but it gives it a bit more pop. And so there we have the wireframe. Okay, got to change my render size and things like that. Actually, it's whatever. I could put a floor in. I could do a bunch of things to this to make it look a bit more interesting. And what else do I want to do? Oh, one other thing I could mention is if I go into, say, the not the property editor, into the hypershade here, and we take a look at this, there is the Arnold wireframe shader. Okay, and if I go in and I created another, let's see, how many things do I got going in here? Arnold shader, and we get a standard. Book. I can take the standard and I could also middle click dump that onto this thing. We can't see anything because we don't have lights in the scene, so I got to go in here to Arnold, create some kind of let's create an area light. You can see it lighting up down here. Let's pull this back. I might even go into the thing where I go to panels. Come on, look through selected. Come on. Oop. And here I'm just going to hit the attribute editor because I can't see anything from my light, so I'm just going to take the exposure and put it at 10 right away. There. And if I were to grab this, click on the mesh, just hit F, it'll frame it, and then I can kind of figure out what I want. Now, this here is the standard surface shader, so this is kind of potentially a bit boring or something like that. Maybe if I went here to the mesh display, soften my edges, I could even do something like I could make it smooth or whatever. But I'll leave it like this. What I was going to point out is that if I'm in here, and there's a new, oh, it's because I'm looking through this light here. Okay, panels, back to the perspective. Bloop. That other thing should disappear. I can take the wireframe, should put this here, move this over here so you can see it, and zoom in. There's the wireframe, there's the standard surface. I can middle click and drop that into color. And so now my wireframe comes through, and then I can play with the highlights a little bit if I wanted to. Make something, again, a bit more interesting, so I'm not just trapped with just a flat wireframe. Already giving it that little bit of depth makes it look a bit more interesting, maybe. And my eyes need some new shader action. But anything else I was going to mention on this? I think that's good. If you need to make a turntable as well when you're in animation, I do believe if I go into playback, no, key, visualize. There's the create turntable. Okay, so that'll do it for you, set it all up so that you can just render it really quickly. And I'll stop here.